What's going on, guys? John Elder here from CodingView.com, and in this video, we're going to build this cool to-do list app with Tkinter and Python. All right, guys, like I said, in this video, we're going to build this cool to-do list app. But before we get started, if you like this video, want to see more like it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out CodingView.com, where I have dozens of courses with hundreds of videos that teach you to code. Use coupon code YouTube1 to get $30 off membership. That's all my courses, videos, and books for one-time fee at just $49, which is insanely cheap. Okay, so in the last video, we looked at saving DAT files. A couple of videos before that, we looked at fonts. We're going to put it all together in this video and build this cool to-do list app. So we can sort of delete an item here. We can add something. We can add it to the list. We can come up here and save our list. We can clear the entire list. We can then open the list back up again. We can cross items off the list and then come up here and save it. And when we do it, those saved items disappear, those crossed off items disappear. We can clear the list again, open the list again, and it's back up again. Very cool. So that's what we're going to do in this video. It may take us a couple videos because there's a lot of moving parts to this. Very easy to do this, but like I said, there's a lot of moving parts to this. And you'll notice we've also got a scroll bar here. So if we go stuff and add item, add a bunch of stuff here, you can see it scrolls and very fun. So I've got a file called todo.py. I'm using the Sublime Text Editor and the Git Bash terminal as always. And this is our basic Tkinter starter code that we always have. So right away, I'm going to import font because we're going to want to change the font just to make it fancy. So let's go from tkinter.font, import font. And if you don't know how to use this font thing, we talked about this a couple videos ago. Check the link in the comment section below for the playlist for this entire Tkinter playlist, and you can find that video. So let's define our font. So define our font, and I'm just going to call this my_font, and I'm going to set this equal to a font. And for family, I'm going to set this equal to brush script MT. And I got this. This is just a sort of cursive-y looking font that's on my computer already. It may not be on your computer, so you can't use it, but any font you want to use, you can. You can use Helvetica if you want. And if you're not sure what fonts are on your computer, we can pull up a file explorer real quick here and just navigate to your C drive. And for Windows users, at least, it's usually in the Windows directory and then something like fonts usually. Yeah, there it is, fonts. And you can see there's just a list of all of the different fonts you have and you can use. So Comic Sans Serif, whatever that is, right? Then you can sort of see a little representation of what they look like. Or you can open these in an editing software like Photoshop or something to really dig through here. But I'm just using, like I said, brush script MT because it kind of looks cursive-y and I kind of like it. So let's set the size here equal to 30. And let's set the weight equal to bold. We may change that if we play around with this. And we don't need any underline or anything else. So I think we could just leave it like this. Now let's talk about how we want to represent the items in our list. I'm going to use a list box because it's easy. You know, we could just put single items in a list. We know how to use list boxes. They're really, really easy. You could also use maybe a text box to do this. You could maybe do an entry box, but it's going to be a lot harder to, you know, designate items in your list with an entry box. With a list box, we know every line is an item in our list and it's easy to take care of. So to do this, I'm going to create a frame first because eventually, we're going to want to put a scroll bar on our list box. Now, list boxes have the ability to have scroll bars on their own, but adding it to a frame and then giving the frame the scroll bar is probably just going to make our life a little bit easier. So that's what I'm going to do. You could do it either way. I think we've looked at both ways in the playlist, but this is going to be easier. So let's just go my_frame.pack, and let's give this a pad Y of like 10 just to push it down the screen a little bit, right? So now, let's comment this, create frame. And now let's create list box. And I'm just going to call this my_list. And this is going to be a list box. And we want to put this in my_frame, right? Now we want to do a whole bunch of stuff to this list box because list boxes on their own are just white, right? And I don't want a white box. I want it to be the same color as our app. So it sort of blends in so it doesn't look like a list box, right? So to do that, we're going to start out by calling the font And for font, we want to just use my underscore font that we just created up here, right? Let's give this a width of 25 and a height of 5. And that will look good in our app of size 500 by 500. So obviously, if your app is a different size, you'll want to play around with these numbers to get them to look just how you want. Now, let's set the background color. We could do that by BG. And I want to use something called system button face. And we've used this before. This is just the background color of our app usually. So, okay, we also want to get rid of the border of the list box. So it doesn't look like a box, it just blends in with the background. So I'm going to set the BD border equal to 0. And then let's change the color of the font. I want to change this to 464646. And that's that sort of dark gray we saw. Okay, so that's a good start. We want to do a couple more things, but for now, let's just my underscore list dot pack and pack this onto the screen. Now, right away, I'm just going to create a quick list called stuff. I'm just going to put, a few things in it. Walk the dog, buy groceries, take a nap. Very important. Let's say learn Tkinter. And also we want to rule the world today. Today we're going to rule the world. And just very quickly, let's just put this in our list box. So let's create a loop. So for item in stuff, we want to my underscore list dot insert into the end of our list box. And what do we want to insert? We want to insert the item. So let's create dummy list and add dummy list to list box. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this and run it just to see what this looked like and see if we like the size of it and the colors and all that stuff. So let's head over to our terminal and let's go Python todo.py. And when we do, we see this here. Now, notice when we click on each of these, there's a blue bar, right? I don't like that. And also notice when we click on something, the whole thing has a little box around it, right? I don't like that either. So let's fix that real quick. And we can do that right here. Like I said, there's a couple more things we need. So we can set the highlight thickness to 0. That's that box that goes around it whenever we click on something, right? We can also set the select background to any color we want. So whenever we click on one of the items, the box that's blue, I want to change that to a different color. I want to change it to A6, A6, A6. That's a lighter gray color, right? And then finally, we want to give this an active style of none. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this and run it to see what that did. So now when we click on something, there's no line underneath it. The active style is none. That means there's no line underneath it. The highlight thickness, that box around the whole thing, is gone. And the blue box is now a gray box, which I think looks nice. So, okay, so far so good. So this looks pretty good, but this is a small list. If we want a bigger list, we're going to need a scroll bar. So let's go ahead and add that real quick. And we've done scroll bars a lot in the past. So let's add scroll bar. So I'm going to create a scroll bar. I'm going to call it my underscore scroll bar. And that's going to be a scroll bar. We want to put this in my underscore frame, right? And now we can go my underscore scroll bar dot pack. And we want to put this on the side of the right. We want to put it on the right-hand side of our frame. And we want to give this a fill of both. Now, because of that, because we did this, we need to do the same thing when we packed our list up here. But instead of right, we want to put this left. So this will put the list itself on the left and the scroll bar on the right, right? So, okay. Now, I should probably call this create scroll bar. And now we can add scroll bar. And we want to go my underscore list dot config. And we want to give this a y scroll command of my underscore scroll bar dot set. We want to set that in our list. We also now need to my underscore scroll bar dot config and set the command to my underscore list dot y view. Okay, so let's go ahead and save that and run it to make sure we didn't screw that up. Right? So we can't tell, but there is a scroll bar here. And until we add items, which we haven't done yet, we can't really tell if this works or not, but it's sitting there and it looks like it works. So I'm going to call that good. So, okay. So now let's create an entry box to add items to the list, right? So I'm going to call this my_entry. And this is going to be an entry box. And we want to put it in root. And let's give this a font of our normal Helvetica and like size 24 to make this box a little bigger just for fun. And then we can my_entry dot pack. And maybe we want to give this a pad Y of 20 just to push it down the screen a little bit. Okay, now let's create a button frame because I want the buttons to go across like this. So we need to grid them, but we've been packing everything up until now. So we need to create a new frame for that. And I'm going to call this button_frame. And that's going to be a frame and we want to put it in root. And then let's button_frame dot pack this guy. Give it a pad Y of 20, push it down the screen a little bit. And now let's add some buttons. And we'll start out with a delete_button. And that's going to be a button. We want to put it in the button frame. We want the text to equal delete item, just one item. We want the command to equal delete_item, which we haven't created yet, but we will in just a second. And let me just copy this whole thing. And let's call this add button. Put it in button frame. And we want the text here to be add item. And we want the command to be add item. And while we're at it, let's create a couple more. And let's call this cross off button. And let's call this uncross. Maybe if we want to uncross it again, right? So cross off button. So let's go cross off item. And then here, let's uncross item. And let's call this one cross off item. And let's call this uncross item. Okay, so now let's grid these guys. So let's delete_button dot grid. And we'll deal with this later. Let me just copy 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is add button. This one is cross off button. This one is uncross button. And so here we want to row equals 0, column equals, and let me just copy all of this. Boom, boom, boom. So this will be column 0, 1, 2, and 3. And here, let's give this a pad X of like 20 to separate these buttons. So this will separate this one, and this one. And so we'll do the same thing here. So let's go ahead and save this. And actually, before we do that, we need to make some functions here. So let's go functions. So let's define our delete items function and let's just pass. And let me just copy this 2, 3, 4. This one was add items. This one was cross off item. And this one was uncross in case we want to uncross something that's already been crossed off. Okay, let's go ahead and save this and run it. See what that looked like. We did that kind of fast. Okay, so we've got delete item, add item, cross off item, and uncross item. Okay, so that's looking good. And I think eventually I'm going to put a file menu up here for saving and opening our list, but we'll do that a little bit later. Now I just want to, this video is getting a little bit long, so let's create a little bit of functionality to add an item or remove an item. We should be able to knock that out pretty quick. So let's do the delete item first. So to delete an item from a list, we just need to click on it, and then we just call my_list.delete. And what do we want to delete? Anchor. That will delete whatever has been highlighted, right? So if we go ahead and save this and run it real quick, just to make sure that worked. So if I click on walk the dog and then boom, it will delete it. So pretty easy. All right, now let's add an item. Here in add item, we just want to call my_list.insert. And we want to insert this in the end. And what do we want to insert? We want to insert whatever's in my_entry.get, right? We also probably want to delete whatever's in my_entry.get, right? Because otherwise it'll still just be sitting here. So let's go my_entry.delete, and we want to delete from 0 to end. That's how you delete items from an entry box. So let's go ahead and save this and run it and see how that looks. So let's say take a second nap, and we add the item, boom, it disappears here. Our scroll bar has scrolled and we can see, boom, take a nap is on there. If we delete take a nap, scroll bar changes, and this is now on the screen. So, all right, very cool, very easy, and pretty neat. Okay, this video is getting pretty long, so I think we're gonna stop it right here. In the next video, we'll work on crossing off items and uncrossing items. That's really interesting. And we'll also add a menu to save and delete these things, which is also going to be interesting because if we've crossed off an item, we want to remove it before we save it. So that's going to take a little bit of voodoo, and we'll look at that in the next video. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to that channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out Todo.com where you can use coupon code YouTube1 to get $30 off memberships. The page is $49 to access all my courses, over 47 courses, hundreds of videos, and the PDFs of all my best-selling coding books. Join over 100,000 students learning to code just like you. My name is John Elder from Todo.com, and I'll see you in the next video.